can start off with that song that is very Old Testament in a way.
Yeah.
Coming from the point that we've got no authority, position, identity.
Mm-hmm.
Like we in the Old Covenant and not in the New Covenant.
Yeah.
Which of course, as we know, is not true.
Yes.
Yeah, because people in the Old Covenant weren't born again, weren't filled with the Holy Spirit. He came upon them and then left.
Yeah, in certain times for certain instances, yeah, he came on them. But now, under the new covenant, he is in us.
He's in us. And he's happy to be in us.
Yeah.
And we don't lose the Holy Spirit.
No. He doesn't come and go anymore. He indwells. And so, yeah, this is relating to, is God in control?
No. He's sovereign, but he's not in control.
Yeah, and I think it's, people get the wires twisted a little bit there with he is sovereign. He's sovereign insofar as he's first in rank, first in order, King of Kings. But now the thing is, King of Kings, he's a king, but as we well know, there's been kings in the past, and although there's royal decrees from the king, it doesn't necessarily mean that everybody obeys those decrees.
Yeah.
So just by that reasoning, God can't be in control.
Yes. I mean, we heard somebody say that God is control of their life every second of every day. Does God tell you what to eat, what to wear, where to go live, what to say, what to think?
Yeah.
So you've got no responsibility.
Yeah.
Because God is in control.
Yeah.
And in Genesis 1,
yes,
we find out that God is not in control.
No.
What God made was very good.
Yeah.
But man messed up. And we're still blaming God today for children getting sick, wars, making your child gay.
Yeah.
And talking about gay, back in the day, gay meant happy. Are those people really happy?
No.
Living unnatural lifestyles?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, we love passing on the blame to somebody else. Lord, it wasn't me.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't help myself. Satan made me do it. No, you just went along with it. That's all.
And if anything, that just goes to prove that God can't be in control. God is in control, I believe, insofar as you are willing to adhere and to submit to his control.
Yeah.
But he, we as Christians, we understand this. God doesn't enforce his will on you. He would like you to cooperate with him, but he's not going to enforce his will upon you. He would very much like your will and his will to be together, but he's not going to force you.
Well, that's the same. Does God force you to accept Jesus?
Yeah.
It has gone that far.
Exactly.
You've got a choice.
And it's I find it comical with these atheists. They've got this arrogant mentality of God needs me.
Oh yes.
kind of thing, and that's why they keep on like pushing away and pushing so hard against quote unquote becoming Christian, because they've got this mentality of, I suppose, you know, throughout their life up until that very moment, there's been so many Christians who've been pleading with them, please come to God, please, he needs you.
He loves you.
Man, you know, he doesn't need you.
No.
He doesn't need you.
I mean,
He'd like to have you in the kingdom, you know.
Yes.
He doesn't want you to go to hell for sure. But hey, man, he doesn't need you.
and his son paid for all your sin, but you don't want it. So
Yeah,
there's only two options open for you, basically. Carry on doing what you are doing, being stubborn, arrogant, pig-headed,
yeah,
stiff-necked,
yeah,
or just accept.
yeah. If anything, we should play the reverse psychology on the atheists. You know, it should be, you know, we don't want you to become Christian.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't want you to become Christian.
Mm.
I don't want you to come to my church.
Yeah.
I don't want you to. And then they'll freaking, that thing will rise up in them and say, praise God, I'm going to
I
become
will show you.
I want to be a Christian now. Praise God. That's how we should get them.
Yeah.
That's how we should treat them. Like, no, I don't want you to
Yeah.
become a Christian. You don't deserve Jesus.
And that's where we come across as being so. We actually portray God as being needy.
Exactly, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like he needs you.
Mm.
I mean, there are millions of Christians that could and would do as God actually directed them to do, if
Yeah.
there was something.
Yeah. Because we're just projecting our feeble mentalities
Yeah.
onto God, because we have the mentality of we need people to become Christian. Yes, Jesus does say go make disciples, but he doesn't, you know, it's not he doesn't need them. They need him,
Yeah.
but they need to realize that they need him. He doesn't need them.
And that's interesting, to make disciples.
Mm.
The church has so many converts, but not disciples.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yes, it takes time to actually disciple people.
Yeah.
And there are very few churches that actually disciple people.
Yeah.
It's just come up to your altar call and you're fine. And
Yeah.
you can carry on fornicating or doing whatever you're doing, knowing is wrong,
Yeah.
but you actually believe that you're saved.
Yeah, and that's why, again, another reason why God cannot be in control, because then it's the mentality of, so if you're a Christian and you're sinning, does that mean that God is controlling you to sin? Don't be dumb.
You're choosing it.
Huh? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah. I mean, you get thoughts during the day, stupid and...
Yeah.
No,
That's
that's
not
not
God telling you to
me.
go do that thing.
Yeah.
That's your bloody fleshly mind, or, you know, that's
Yeah.
Satan. It's either you or it's Satan, but it's not God.
That's not God.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why now this whole God is in control thing now.
And it's... And what I find interesting is so many Christians can't tell the difference if they're actually rebuking, condemning, shaming, guilt-tripping a Christian, because they're basically doing Satan's work.
Mm.
And they think that they are holier than thou, and I am actually correcting you. No, you're not.
Yeah.
You are really not.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so we read some scriptures and get into that song that we were talking about.
I think so.
Cool. So yeah, we were discussing this song earlier in the week and relating this to God is in control and all this stuff. So yeah, I mean the song's a oldie by Don Moen, apparently. So it's actually not a Hillsong song,
Oh,
apparently.
because I thought it was. Huh?
I'm pretty sure they probably covered it, or I don't know, regardless. Maybe they were the ones that did it first. Ugh, it doesn't really matter, it's irrelevant. So, Be Still and Know. That's the title of the song. I'm not going to play it. If people want to go check the song out, they can go ahead and check it out. I suppose it's really just the chorus that, I find, or we find comical and silly. But yeah, anyway. So I'll just read let's see, I'll read the chorus. I think it's the chorus. So, when the oceans rise and thunders roar, I will soar with you above the storm. Father, you are king over the flood, and I will be still and know you are God. I think that's pretty much just what we wanted to discuss. Because then, this doesn't make sense to me. So yeah, it doesn't make sense because, this speaks to me of the instance in the Gospels where Jesus calms the storm.
Yeah.
When the oceans rise and thunders roar, I will soar with you above the storm. Father, you are king over the flood, and I will be still and know you are God. I suppose an argument could also be maybe this is when Peter walks on the water, that instance. But I think,
That's
regardless,
what I was thinking of.
let's go ahead and say, for argument's sake, that it is relating to this one. So I do know it's in 3 of the Gospels. We can go to all of them if we want, but let's just start with so in Matthew 8, verse 23 to 27, it gives the account. So, keeping that in mind, Matthew 8, 23 to 27. And when he was entered, this is Jesus, into a ship, his disciples followed him. And behold, there arose a great tempest in the sea, insomuch that the ship was covered with the waves. But he was asleep. And his disciples came to him and awoke him, saying, Lord, save us, we perish. And he saith unto them, Why are you fearful, O you of little faith? Then he arose and rebuked the winds and the sea, and there was a great calm. So, the very fact that, because now he rebuked them for being still.
Yes.
He was cross with them, the fact that they didn't take their authority, because they've got the mindset, because you can have this mindset, oh, God is in control.
Yes.
So, he rebuked them for the fact that they were still in the tempest, in the storm, and they were, getting all fearful and stuff like that. And he rebukes them, saying, Why are you fearful, O you of little faith? And these are, he's already done a couple of miracles now.
Yeah, that is what I was just
So
going
it's
to say.
not like they don't know, and I don't know if he gave them the authority yet or anything like that, but just by reasoning this out, I mean, the very fact that he says, Why are you fearful, O you of little faith? It means that he didn't want to get woken up. He wanted them to take care of it. But now it's, I will be still and know you are God. So when the storms rise,
You must just
I must be still, and I must go there, wake up Jesus. Jesus,
Help.
we're dying. Jesus is going to shout at you. You must take the authority. You must go ahead and say, look, I realize, hey, God is not in control. He's busy sleeping there on the ship. Let us not disturb the master. He's given us the ability to take control of the situation. So we must do it. Otherwise he's going to be cross with us.
I'm just thinking, it's like, if you are friends with somebody, whatever that person says, and you really admire them, respect them, what they do and what they say, you actually take that on.
That's right. Yeah, there's a little bit of a rubbing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
And yes, I mean, I'm sure that they hadn't even thought that they could calm a storm,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And it's quite interesting, like if you're working for a certain company, let's say it's a like fashion house,
Right.
and you get these major orders,
Mm.
and you've got sewers and seamstresses and fashion. At the end of it, it happens to be fashion, but you basically all, okay, having some kind of say, input
Sure.
to the whole thing
Yeah.
at the very end,
Mm-hmm.
which happens to be fashion. And it's, I think in my mind, it's the same with this.
Mm-hmm.
You are rowing, there's a storm coming, you've got the MTU CEO with you, and he is going to make sure everybody knows
Yeah.
what the whole fashion look must be.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yes, there might be little faux pas along the way,
Yeah. Sure.
but it's still going to be fashion at the end. I'm not sure if I'm making much sense.
Yeah. It's kind of like, Jesus is he's the captain, CEO, and he's in the ship. He knows what's going on. The very fact that you're with him and he's with you, you can trust that, nothing bad is going to happen. But he's given you the authority to make sure that nothing bad happens.
Yes.
Like, sure, Jesus took care of it here, but he only took care of it here because the disciples didn't take care of it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can trust him that he will, clean your bottom, so to speak. But man,
You wipe your nose and
yeah,
dry your tears,
you can clean your own bottom, I mean, man, you can go blow your nose. It's like, and that's where, this whole, disciples and, just converts, or are you a disciple kind of thing comes in.
Yeah.
It's like, you want to be a baby for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
A baby Christian.
And it's like, we've got to reach the point where we can actually trust God to actually talk to us for ourselves.
Yeah.
Not running after what that we deem more wiser, maturer children of God. He can talk to you just as well.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And that's why, like, God is in control insofar as because he's, sovereign in the sense of he's the King of Kings, so he's first in rank. He's first in rank and he's in control insofar as it's the spiritual realm. Yes, he's in control because God is a spirit. He's in control of that which is spiritual, sure. But as we well know, this earth isn't spiritual. It's very carnal. It's, it's depraved and it's
terrible, yeah.
it's fallen into sin. And because of that, God is not in control. Because us as Christians, we love, throwing out these little cliches. Oh, we are the hands and feet of God, That's 100% true, though. But do you understand what you're saying? We're the hands and the feet of God, implying that He's not going to do it.
You have to.
You are the hands and feet, as you rightfully say. So now you need to do it. So you can't go ahead and say, God is in control. Oh, but yes, we're the hands and feet of God. Exactly. Implying that He wants you to go do some stuff. Because it's otherwise, if you don't do it, no one else is going to. He's not going to do it.
And along that whole thing, hands and feet. What about hips and organs and that? Most times we just hear about hands and feet. But there are certain personalities that don't like serving.
Yeah.
Because we just don't like it.
Yeah.
So now must we change
Yeah.
to actually suit some kind of pastor or like leadership?
Yeah, because I get it. Because otherwise, you're basically telling an elbow to do the work of a foot.
Yeah.
Like it's not designed to do that.
Mm.
And then people get cross when the elbow doesn't want to do the work of a foot.
But you must serve.
Yeah, it's like no, it's not.
I mean, I will serve, but I'm not serving willingly.
And also, it's a different. I suppose again, it's serving, but it's a different kind of serving.
Yes.
The elbow serves differently to the way the foot does, implying that you need to put the service in the correct function.
Yes, yes.
The service and the function need to go together, otherwise, an elbow can't do the job of a foot.
Yeah. So, do you want to read more verses or?
Yeah, I mean, if we can.
We can do one more.
Let's look at the. Okay, because just for interest's sake, there's the one in Mark as well. Mark 4, verse 30. Good grief. 35 to 41. So that's the one, but then I'll read the one in. Then there's the last one, which is Luke 8, 22 to 25. So let's do the Luke one. So Luke 8, 22 to 25. Jesus stills the waves. Now it came to pass on a certain day that he went into a ship with his disciples, and he said unto them, Let us go over unto the other side of the lake. And they launched forth. But as they sailed, he fell asleep. And there came down a storm of wind on the lake, and they were filled with water, and were in jeopardy. And they came to him and awoke him, saying, Master, Master, we perish. Then he arose and rebuked the wind and the raging of the water, and they ceased. And there was a calm. And he said unto them, Where is your faith? And they were afraid, wondered, and they being afraid wondered, saying one to another, What manner of man is this? For he commanded even the wind and water, and they obey him. Says, where is your faith? And yet they marveled the fact that he did it, but they missed the point. He said, where's your faith? Why didn't you do it?
Yeah.
And then when he does it, they're so amazed, and then they miss the point. They gloss over the rebuke. They're like, wow, he calmed the storm, amazing. But they missed the point. Why didn't you do it? Where's your faith?
In a very undercover way, Jesus is actually trusting them to actually do something.
Yeah. Hands and feet.
And how many Christians nowadays would be so offended at Jesus for saying, where is your faith?
Yeah.
They would be so offended.
Yeah, because it's rather, it's better just to freaking sit watching as the stomach turns, eating your bonbons at home, doing sweet blowhole, saying, what, Maranatha, waiting on Jesus, come quickly, Maranatha, Maranatha. There's some stuff to be done, man.
Yeah, there is. And it's finding what do you like doing?
Yeah.
Not forcing somebody to actually do something that they really don't want to do.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we're all commissioned to go make disciples. So that's what we're supposed to be doing, but there's many different ways to do that, And it's where your passion and your frustration intersect. That's where you'll find your purpose. So what worked really, really well for me is rather focus on the frustration.
Yeah.
What's the ultimate thing that gets you heated? Chances are that's probably
That's
what God's called you
what
to.
you meant to be doing.
Yeah.
If you've got this holy dissatisfaction,
Yeah.
which I know we have a many lists and talks about this,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's like just knowing that certain things about Christianity rile me up,
Yeah.
and it's like every church that we've gone to is like a copy paste of the one before.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's that just really, it's like, it's as if we're stuck in the 1980s loop.
Very much so. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Because
we,
we're doing it in faith. But like, come on, man. Are you doing it in faith, or have you done it in faith to such an extent that you've made your faith shipwreck?
yeah.
Like Paul talks.
And
You rowing on that sand now, man. Come on now. Let's
and
be
it's
real.
dry.
Man. Yeah.
There's no more moisture even at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, so. Okay, so I think. Alright, so. I think with the culture nowadays, and all these radicals, and I'm not talking about the radicals in the church,
Mm.
I'm talking about the radicals in the world.
Mm.
And they are the most dangerous kind. Second World War.
Mm.
The orders came down from the top. Hitler and his so-called VIPs around him,
Mm.
and they got hold of the youth,
Yeah.
where the German youth would go on camps
Yeah.
and be trained how to hate
Yeah.
and get actually, I don't like using the term brainwashed. I would say that their minds got actually dirtied.
Yeah. It's whatever the opposite of washed is. Brain
Soiled.
soiled, brain dirtied. Yeah.
Yeah, because when I do washing, it's clean.
Yeah.
It's not dirty.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you go all through history, also in Russia, also with Mao. Those really evil leaders got hold of the youth first.
Mm.
And it's happening nowadays as well.
Yeah.
It's just a regurgitation of anti-history.
Yeah. Yeah. Nothing new under the sun.
And because the youth's education level has been so dumbed down,
Mm.
and history has been rewritten,
Mm.
they are convinced that they're right.
Mm-hmm.
Because they've heard it from teachers and the experts and professors and that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like they're just following the orders.
Yeah.
And it's like the youth are exceptionally dangerous, not only because they are stupid, but they are so convinced that they are right,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
which makes them exceptionally dangerous.
Yeah. I know what is in Proverbs. I think Solomon, talks about like the fool repels wisdom. The fool repels wanting to learn. They've already conceived in their brain, I is correct, As soon as a person goes ahead and says, I don't want to learn anymore because I know it all, that's a telltale sign that they're a fool.
Yeah. Mm. Yeah. And I mean, I'm right now 65
Mm-hmm.
and I am still learning.
Yeah.
I look at stuff that I want to know more about.
Yeah. No, you have to. Idle mind is the devil's playground, you know. You keep doing something. Otherwise you'll drive yourself mad.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what the whole answer is with the youth nowadays. I don't know. But I do know that, I think it's in 1st or 2nd Timothy, where Paul says that older females should actually train younger ones.
Yes, yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
I mean, the females nowadays, women are the darkness. They expect boyfriends to pay their bills. I mean, what is the difference? You're a man, you're going out with a lady, you're going out. There is no ring on that finger. She wants rent paid, nails done, I mean paid, hair, whatever. The man might as well just hand out a whole roll of cash.
Yeah.
You are a hoe.
I mean,
let us get real, yeah, okay?
yeah.
I'm sick of being Christianese.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
There is no difference.
Yeah.
In my day, when I was involved with males,
Yeah.
I paid my own rent, car, food, everything.
Yeah. Yeah, it's. But that's the thing. That's why, you know, it's. You get, you know, females, especially the younger ones these days, you know, they get so offended. You know, when they get treated like a 403. So stop acting like one, though, man. Come on now. The only reason why you get treated like one is because you're acting like it.
Yeah, and it's like husbands and wives combine their money, or if you don't, that's also okay, it's up to you. But that is for marriage.
Yeah.
It's not for a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Because what happens if the man loses his job? She's out of there.
That's right, because in a sense, your females are getting conditioned to act like a queen,
Yeah.
and you know your man is your servant.
Yeah. Yeah. Because men are useless.
Yeah.
Railways, computer, thermometer, cell phones.
No, the list goes on in terms
Yeah,
of
I mean,
yeah,
it's endless.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
so,
again, this is why, you know, it's just objectively you can't see God in control in this world.
No.
And that's where I, 100%, funnily enough, agree with atheists. This is a number one reason probably why, atheists are so cross with God, because they've got this mentality from Christians. They've heard their entire life, God is in control.
Yeah.
But then, if you use your brain, it's like, so then if God is in control, is he responsible for all the wars? Is he responsible for all the starvation that's happening in the world? If God is in control, is he responsible for the, babies getting born with deformities? Well, the list goes on and on and on, and poverty and da da da. So if God is in control, so He's responsible for all of that, and having that mindset, yeah, if that's the case, then yeah, I would also be cross with God.
Yeah.
So just by that logic, He's clearly not in control,
Yeah.
because He's not the author of evil.
And that's why I actually brought up the topic of, I think, radicals, because it makes no sense
No. Yeah.
in the long run, and they can't ever tell you their goal.
Yeah.
There is absolutely not one iota solution.
Yeah.
It's just what I am feeling now,
Yeah.
and things I have heard, and I'm running with that.
No.
And there's no weighing up what's the outcome going to be.
Yeah.
Because I thank God that I don't have a young child now.
Yeah.
Because you'd be coming against the culture, education,
Yeah. So many things.
TikTok,
So many things.
technology,
Oh yeah.
fashion,
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
I want to actually vomit,
Yeah.
literally vomit, when I go into a shop and there are these rainbow things.
Yeah.
I literally want to burn them all.
Yeah. No, it's.
And I'm tired of it being forced down my throat.
Yeah.
I am not homophobia.
Yeah.
I mean, I must be scared of you.
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Exactly. Like that whole homophobia
What?
thing. I'm not afraid of you. I find you repellent. I'm not intimidated.
Yeah.
There's a difference between being afraid and feeling repellent.
But funny enough, I don't mind conversations with the old school homosexuals.
That's right. Yeah.
I can talk to them.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
got no problem with them. None whatsoever. And yes, I know that when it comes to God and Jesus and what does God say about that lifestyle,
Yeah.
we won't agree.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to submit to
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
because I must feel sorry for you.
Yeah. It's like the gay thing isn't the primary problem. It's the pride thing that's associated with the gay thing that's the
Yeah.
problem.
Mm.
Like I can have conversations all day
Mm.
with gay people.
Yeah.
I'm not angry with gay people.
No.
I get frustrated when there's pride behind it.
Mm.
When you've got, and again, with pride, it's any kind of thing. It's any kind of issue. Like if you're proud that you're a liar, I've got a problem. If you're proud that you're a thief,
or
I've got a problem.
that you're proud that you are a super duper saint,
Yeah.
I have got a problem with you.
Yeah, sin is sin,
Yeah.
and as long as we have this humility when it comes to sin, and that we all fall short in certain things, that's something we can always work with, and you can work on when you realize you fall short in certain areas and stuff like that. But if you've got the idea of, it's the way I am and I'm proud about it, there's not much that can be done for you, because then you're in pride.
Yeah, and you're not looking for a answer, solution,
Yeah.
because you've made yourself mentally so high that nobody's near you
Yeah.
to actually correct you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so going back to the radicals. It's just really crazy how they're also my age group and older that are also part of it.
Yeah.
And that just tells me that they've learned nothing in life.
Yeah.
They can't recall being alive in the Second World War and the rations and listening to radio and newspapers and what their parents said and all that.
Yeah.
And I mean, yes, if you want to support Hamas, and good luck,
Yeah.
because heads will roll.
Yeah. And you as a Hamas supporter, yours is going to be first.
Yeah.
But then unfortunately they're going to get to us too.
Yeah.
By your continued support, 50 cents a day.
Yeah. And it's like, it's, you don't want to listen to people that happen to be educated or know a little bit more than you.
Mm.
What like was that thing I said to you? My friend's enemy, what?
What? The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yeah. And how there was some instance in the past, I can't remember what country, but Muslims wanted to take over some other country. And they chose these people are going to be our foe.
Yeah.
Foe?
Foe? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they knew of a other nation that is also a foe of them.
Yeah.
So they joined up and they took over this foe.
Yeah.
And straight afterwards, they killed them as well.
Yeah.
And we are winners. But it was a very expensive
Yeah.
thing to actually pay.
Yeah.
So in place of taking over one country, they basically took over two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think the enemy of my enemy is not my friend. I think the enemy of my enemy is another enemy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not your friend.
Yeah.
And that's where you need to judge,
Yeah.
discern.
That means I've got two enemies, not one.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
one. And us as Christians, we just don't even think about that.
Yeah. If anything, Christians have got the most enemies.
That's
You know?
what I was just going to say. We've got the most.
Yeah. We've
We've
got
got-
targets on our backs.
We've got Muslims, we've got homosexuals,
Yeah.
not the old school, the new
Yeah.
school.
Yeah.
Queers,
Yeah.
trannies,
Yeah.
Satan.
Yeah. Yeah. Like he's obviously the number one enemy.
Yeah, yes.
And yes, he's already been defeated by Jesus, but there's still a war to be had.
Yeah.
And it's not, just for the sake of clarification, we're not talking about freaking fire and blood. That's going to come irrespective. But I
Yeah.
mean, us as Christians, we're not there to go wage wars and beat people over the head and stuff like that. But we're there to be salt and light and to correct when correction is needed.
Yeah.
It's not judgment, it's correction.
Mm.
Because it's for the sake of that thing in Leviticus, man. What was it? Leviticus 19?
Or 19 or 18?
But yeah, it's just.
Yeah, you speak the truth in love, but you're speaking the truth
Mm,
because you don't want that person to actually carry on in sin
yeah.
because you care.
Mm.
You love them
Yeah.
enough to actually tell them the truth.
Yeah, that's right. Like correction is love.
Yes.
Like, I want to help.
Yeah.
So that's why I want to give you correction and advice.
Mm.
Don't see it as condemnation. And yes, there's, again, there's certain
But
ways
there
that we
will-
can do this.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've got a little bit of a problem with sometimes differentiating between correction and condemnation because,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's for the sake of wanting to help.
But I think for too long we've been so tolerating,
Yeah.
and the word has become so diluted
Yeah.
because fear of man.
Yeah.
I've got a church, I don't want too many people to leave because I'm not going to get paid
Mm.
X amount. I just want more noughts. And yeah,
Yeah.
and I think we need to realize that the church is not inclusive.
No.
It is exceptionally
Exclusive.
exclusive.
Yeah.
And like we basically often said, if we had to start a church or you start a church or whatever, it would be at the most 12 people, but they're all on the same page
Yeah, that's right.
with every single area you can think of.
Yeah.
Not you get one that's still tolerating sin in their life or open to other cultural discussions with people,
Yeah.
accepting homosexuality. Yeah, but God is so loving. I mean, yes, He is loving, but
But loving and correcting go hand in hand.
hand in hand, yeah. And to actually come to the place and be around people that are like-minded, but honestly like-minded with every single topic,
Yeah.
area. And then there'll be true unity.
Yeah. Unity after division.
Yeah.
Good.